Our process began some 7 years ago, and I'm happy to report that the foundation has signed a contract with the Mass Highway Department, and we are scheduled to go out to bid with our project the end of July, and hopefully we will begin construction in August and have a groundbreaking this September and completion next spring. This is a public park donated by the Armenian Americans of Massachusetts to the Commonwealth and the City of Boston as a gift and a way of saying thank you for the many opportunities that were afforded Armenians when they came to America. Within the park, we will be commemorating the lives lost during the Armenian genocide of 1915 to 1923 that took place in Ottoman Turkey. But also significantly, we will be celebrating the immigrant experience, not just of Armenians, but of many immigrant groups that came to America and found refuge and hope in their lives. The design of the park is very interesting. We wanted to engage people in some way. We also know that we can't educate people about Armenians, about Armenian history, and about the genocide, but we can create awareness. The park itself has several devices. One is a labyrinth, and it symbolizes the journey of life. In our case, it symbolizes the journey that many of the immigrants, whether they be Italian, Irish, Armenian, or whatever ethnic origin, the journey they took in their lives to come here to Massachusetts. The second device is an abstract sculpture. In its entirety, it is a dodecahedron. A dodecahedron is a 12-sided rhomboid geometric shape. On day one, you can see that the sculpture itself will be into two pieces. So that rhomboid that is 12 sides will actually take on 24 sides in two pieces. And there are roughly 28 different configurations that the sculpture can take. The two pieces of this rhomboid signify the separation of the immigrant communities in the old country. So they were torn away. In the case of the Armenians, it was the tragedy of the genocide. In the case of the Irish community, it might have been the potato famine. And they reshaped or reformed themselves in different shapes and sizes here in America, but never looking the same way it did in the old country. So the sculpture will reconfigure annually and take on one of these different 28 configurations. And each one symbolically represents a different immigrant community and the new form that it took. Never the same as it might have been in Italy, as it was in the north end of Boston, but having a lot of flavor and flair of the old country, but taking on the assimilation into the American society. You will also see that the sculpture is on a reflecting pool. And that reflecting pool, the water will go underground and come back to the center of the labyrinth, whereas the second water feature, which is a fountain, which is accessible to the public. Kids can go and play in it and splash in it. But it also symbolizes, again, when you think of the immigrant journey that they have come to America, that single jet of water symbolizes hope and rebirth in their lives, which is presumably what they found here in the opportunities in America.